I'm joined right now by IDF spokesperson Lieutenant Colonel Jonathan Conricus, and it's good to have you back here again, sir. Let me ask you about something I was just handed, and we're hearing about leaflets that have been dropped into the northern part of Gaza by the Israeli army. And here's how it's been translated. On those leaflets, it reads, to anybody who chose not to evacuate from the northern strip to south of the Gaza Valley, it's possible they will be considered as a partner to terrorist organization. Can you talk about that? What does that mean? What message are you sending someone who may pick that up from the ground and reads it?
Thank you for having me again. The short message is evacuate northern Gaza. No matter where you are, whatever facility you're in, there's going to be significant combat, and vacate northern Gaza. Now, that message has been translated from Hebrew to Arabic and then from Arabic to English, and I think some of it is lost in translation. The essence that we are telling civilians is, you're in a dangerous place. We don't want to label anybody a terrorist, but people who stay in northern Gaza are endangering their own lives. And therefore, if you want to be safer, go south. Do not listen to Hamas. Don't be a pawn in their game of keeping human shields. Go south and be safer.
All right. I thank you, Colonel, for the full interpretation. And yes, it has been translated a couple of times, so I appreciate that. As you know, in the last 24 hours, we have seen aid entering Gaza. Is the IDF committed to allowing more aid in as the situation for civilians in Gaza grows worse by the hour?
Yes, while the humanitarian situation is of interest, what we are committed to is bringing home our 210 confirmed hostages that have been taken by Hamas and are being held in captivity, most of them civilians, women, children, elderly and babies. That's our number one priority. And the second priority or commitment, and what we're really focused on doing, is to dismantle Hamas. Israel has allowed, the cabinet did allow the entrance of humanitarian aid under the condition that Hamas won't try to steal it. And that condition is still being examined. So we understand the situation in Gaza. Our priority is to defeat Hamas and get our people back.
Colonel, I'm curious to that end. Do you have any updates on those remaining 210? And can you explain, after the release of the first two Israeli-American hostages last night, what did Hamas gain by that?
Yeah, I think that what they tried to gain was a very cheap and obvious attempt. You know, they used the word humanitarian reasons in their press release, which I find cynical beyond description. For a terrorist organization that butchered more than 1,000 civilians, burned people alive, raped, massacred, and performed some of the worst ISIS-like acts in modern Israeli history, for them even to use the word humanitarian, I think is absurd. And I hope that people around the world won't be confused by this cheap propaganda. There are 210, maybe more, Israelis being held in Gaza. We want all of them back without any conditions, and we expect to have all of them back, either by them handing them over or by us going in and taking them back.
Colonel, yesterday, Defense Minister Yoav Gallant said that Israel will remove its responsibility for life in Gaza, in the Gaza Strip, and establish a new security reality for the citizens of Israel. Can you explain what he meant by that specifically?
So I think that what we need to understand regarding that statement and many others, and what perhaps hasn't crossed the Atlantic and perhaps not even the Mediterranean, is that we are in a new reality. And what we woke up to, what Israel collectively woke up to on the morning of the 7th of October, 2 weeks ago and half a day, is a different reality that we all understand cannot allow itself to continue. And we cannot end this war without a fundamental change to the security situation. We cannot have other terrorist organizations around our borders see what Hamas did and live another day. And we cannot rebuild communities in the south, which now are devastated, burned, and empty of civilians before we establish security. And there won't be security, and there won't be peace, and there won't be stability, and there won't be life in Israel before Hamas is out. Finally out, totally out, not half out, and not, with a few breaths of air left, out totally. Only then can life continue to flourish.
Colonel, last question. How is the IDF weighing its concern about fuel supplying Hamas against the need for fuel to deliver and administer humanitarian aid?
So it appears that the only thing that the Gaza Strip isn't running out of, according to reports, is rockets. I think that they have fuel. According to our intelligence, Hamas has been hoarding fuel. It has stolen it from UN facilities, and it still has quite a lot of fuel. It prioritizes that fuel and water and other humanitarian goods for its combatants and for its military. It is not prioritizing the civilian population. So the first thing that needs to be done is a reprioritization of assets inside Gaza, which Hamas control and distribute. And after that, when that runs out, then we'll find ourselves in a different situation.